So back to that pile of pots. There is a saucer there, and I am going to transform this saucer into some fun decor. First, we need to get this clean, so I clean it up really well, and I take it back into my craft room. Now, once we have this in here, I'm going to grab my folk art paint for plastic paints. And I'm starting out by painting the inside of the saucer, and the color that this is, it's called shaved ice. And I ended up needing to do 2 coats of this on the inside of this saucer. And once this side is completely dry, I'm going to flip this over and we're going to paint the back side of this saucer using Tangy Orange by Paint for Plastics by Folk Art. Now, once your orange paint has completely dried, I grab my Paint for Plastic Black Olive, and I'm going to put a little bit of it in a dish, and I'm using one of the round sponges. And all I'm going to do is add a bunch of black polka dots to the back side of this saucer. So that definitely was a tongue twister. You know I'm always trying new creative hobbies. Well, one place I keep coming back to is Craftsy, who happens to be sponsoring today's video. So thank you, Craftsy, for supporting the channel. Craftsy is your online community for everything creative. They've got over 2,000 classes across more than 20 categories, from sewing, crochet, and quilting, to painting, knitting, and baking. I recently watched Cake Decorating with Fresh Flowers, taught by Jenny McCoy, and Hat Knitting 101 with Jen Lucas. These classes are broken into short, easy-to-follow lessons, and the instructors are amazing at explaining things in a way that actually sticks. What's really cool is that Craftsy isn't just about learning, it's a full-on community. Members get access to tutorials where you can learn new skills in real time and connect with other makers for feedback and inspiration. And here's the deal. The first 1,000 of you to click on the link in my description box will get a full year of Craftsy Premium for just $1.49. Seriously, that's an entire year of creative classes for the price of a cup of coffee. Valid for new members only. Whether you're a total beginner or want to level up your skills, Craftsy's got something for you. All right, let's jump right back into the video. While our polka dots are drying, I go out into the yard and I start looking around the fire pit, and I found a log that I could use, and I'm trying to find a stem for my little mushroom here. And this one seems to be standing up okay, so I don't need to cut it or anything like that. So now it is time to assemble our mushroom. I am having my husband help me here for a minute, and we are adding a pilot hole into the wood and also into the saucer. And then we'll just screw the saucer right into the piece of wood. And to help that screw blend in, we just go ahead and paint another polka dot over the top of it. I decided to plant this mushroom underneath my blueberry plants. I think this turned out really cute. And the colors are my daughter's basketball team, so she's happy as well. So let's decoupage a terracotta pot. For our first step, I'm going to take some blue painter's tape and I'm going to tape the rim of the pot off. So that way we don't get any paint on this portion of the terracotta, because I really like that terracotta color and I want it to match the saucer when we're done. And there was a little marking on the terracotta pot saying that it was made in Portugal, and I wanted to make sure I knew where that was underneath the tape. So I just took a smaller piece of painter's tape and I just made a little like arrow area so I would know where that was at. So when I was doing the decoupage, I knew which side I wanted to be the front side of the pot and which side I wanted it to be the back side. Next, I grabbed some Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and I'm going to set this terracotta pot onto a turntable upside down, And I'm going to go ahead and paint the base of this terracotta pot. And I think this was actually the first time I've used the turntable to paint something, and I found it very easy to use and I really liked it. Now, while our paint is drying, I'm going to prep our napkin. And I just love this mushroom napkin. I got it at, I believe it was Home Goods last summer. And I just, I think mushrooms are really in right now. And I like the bright colors on this. So I thought this would go great with the terracotta pot. So I'm going to start out by just unfolding it. And then I'm going to take those back 2 layers off of this napkin using a piece of painter's tape. Next, I'm going to take a little container of some water and I'm going to use a paintbrush and I'm going to paint a line down the center of the napkin. Then we're going to just tear the napkin where the water is, and this will allow us to tear it in a strategic way. And once we have that napkin torn in half, I did go back with the water and I tore a little piece off along the bottom edges of both of the napkins just to make sure the whole perimeter was actually torn off. So it looked like a rectangle that was torn in a strategic way. Next, let's grab some Mod Podge. I'm going to be using the outdoor Mod Podge for this project. Next, I grabbed an egg carton, and this is a great way to hold your project as an extra set of hands. So I'm just going to lay my terracotta pot on top. Now I'm going to apply the Mod Podge, and I'm just applying the Mod Podge to the painted sections on this pot, and we're only going to do one side at a time. Now, while the Mod Podge is still wet, I'm going to lay the napkin right over the top of the painted surface. And we're just going to set that down lightly, and I'm not going to do much tapping yet. I'm going to grab a piece of cling wrap or saran wrap, and I'm going to place that over the top of the napkin, and then we'll go ahead and smooth everything into place. And now there is going to be a little bit of an overhang with some of that napkin. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be using both hands there. And I just lightly tear off the excess napkin from our terracotta pot. Now, after that is dry, we're going to repeat the same step on the opposite side of the pot. We'll take our Mod Podge and we'll go ahead and paint that over the top of the painted area on the pot. And then we'll go ahead and take that napkin and smooth that right on top. Now there will be also a little bit of overhang on this, but that is okay because we're going to go ahead and just remove that the same way. And there'll be a small seam, but you'll hardly see it because of the way that we've torn the paper. So once you have your excess paper removed, I come back with my Mod Podge on the brush and I just go ahead and I paint down any of those extra pieces. And if there are any spots on the pot that didn't get covered by the napkin, you can take any of those scrap pieces of napkin and I just tear them to match up the best that I can, and I put them straight onto the pot and then cover them with a little bit of Mod Podge. Now, once the Mod Podge has completely dried, I went ahead and I put the flower pot back onto that turntable, and I'm going to grab the Mod Podge again, and we're going to just paint a sealing coat over the top of everything. Now, once our Mod Podge seal is completely dry, I come back in with my zip sander, but a sanding block would be just fine. And I'm just going to remove any excess paper along the rim of the pot. And I'm going to do this before I pull off the painter's tape, just in case it's kind of stuck on there with any of the Mod Podge glue. And it will just make it a lot cleaner when we pull that tape off to give it that nice line. Now we get to remove that painter's tape. that's all there is to it. Once that painter's tape is removed, we have a beautiful decoupage pot. And the rim will match your little coaster perfectly, so it has a nice two-toned look. And if you're enjoying this content, I invite you to hit that subscribe button below. Thank you. Here's a fun little craft that you can do, and this one you could also do with children, so this is just one of those easy little crafts. So I'm taking one of these wood slicers, and then I'm just going to tape that down to a paintable surface, and I'm painting it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And I'm only painting the top of this and around the outside rim, and I'm just kind of lightly dusting the outside because I wanted some of that wood to show through. Next, I grabbed my burnt umber apple barrel paint and I put a cork on top of a skewer, and I keep these skewers in my craft room, and so you can see that they're well used, lots of different paint colors on there, but they do great for holding different things. So I'm only sticking that in about 1/4 of an inch, just enough so that I can paint this without the cork falling off. And I found that it did take me 2 coats to cover this completely, but you do you and whatever works for you. One of the great things with having these on a skewer, it makes it really easy to have them dry. I just stick them into a vase and then I just let them air dry. Now going back to our wood slice, I'm putting this down on just a regular piece of copy paper, and I'm adding a little bit of my glossy Mod Podge to the top. And I'm going to just paint that Mod Podge all over the top of this wood slice and around the edges. And next, I take some glitter out of my stash, and I'm just going to lightly dust over the top of this wood slice. And then I'm going to continue doing this until it's completely coated on the top and then around the sides. Now, once you're satisfied with your glitter coverage, I'm going to take my Mod Podge again in glossy, and you'll notice here that I put a little bit onto the piece of paper, and that's because I don't want my brush going in and out of the Mod Podge container, since I'm going to be painting this over the glitter, and we don't need glitter in our Mod Podge. We're just going to take this glossy Mod Podge, and it will allow the sparkle to stay, but will make sure that the glitter doesn't go everywhere all over your house. And now that everything is all dry, we're going to put these 2 items together. I'm going to use Fix All Adhesive. It's a super glue product that I find at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just adding that to the bottom of our wood slice. Next, I'm going to take the cork, and we're going to make sure that we cover up the hole that we poked into it. So I just used that side, and I put that to the bottom of our wood slice. Now let's flip this over and look at our little mushroom. I think this is so cute. This could go on a tiered tray. You could put it inside in some potted plants and just have little mushrooms coming out. And another fun idea would be to use terrazzo flakes instead of the glitter. This little mushroom napkin I found at TJ Maxx, and I thought they were really cute. I'm not a huge mushroom fan, but this was a really fun napkin. What I'm doing here is I'm just removing those back 2 layers of the napkin because I just want that top piece. And this little journal I found at the Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is we're going to make this journal over. So I'm going to start out by grabbing some painter's tape, and we're going to cover up the binder on this journal. And I want a nice crisp line because this is where I'm going to do my decoupage. Now, once we have our tape laid down, I grab my Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and we're going to coat that side of the journal. And before the paint completely dries, I do remove that painter's tape. And then I set this aside to dry, and we're going to repeat the same steps on the back side of this journal. Now that we have the front and the back of the journal painted, let's grab our Mod Podge. I am using matte Mod Podge for this. I'm going to go back to the cover of this journal. And we're just going to paint a nice coat of the Mod Podge over the top of that Waverly chalk paint. And then we'll let that completely dry. Now I'm going going to grab my napkin, and this is just that top layer, and we're going to line that up with the line on the journal. And once I have that positioned the way that I would like it, I'm going to grab a piece of parchment paper and layer that over the top. Next, I'm using my hot iron, and we're just going to iron that napkin onto the Mod Podge, and this will allow for everything to adhere and take any wrinkles out. And we just remove that piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to grab my zip sander, and I'm just going to sand down lightly to remove the remainder of the napkin. Now let's flip over our journal and repeat all of the same steps. And now that both sides have been decoupaged, I am going to take my Mod Podge again and do a coat over the top of the napkin to seal everything in. This gives it a little bit of protection as well. You could completely stop here, but I am going to go a little bit further, and I'm taking some of this decorative gold tape, and I'm going to do the edges around the cover. Now, let's just say I went a little bit overboard with the gold tape, but I still think it looks nice. You may want to go less is more, but I went a lot more. Now, I'm going to grab my garden journal sticker that I created from my Cricut Joy, and I'm just going to put that right on the cover of our journal. For a few final touches, I'm going to open up this journal to the very back of the journal. And what I want to do here is I want to add a bookmark to the journal. So I'm using some satin ribbon, and I'm putting it like shiny side down. And so you see the matted side at the top, and we're going to go up away from the journal, and then we're just going to hot glue that down on the back cover. And once that hot glue is there, I do add a little bit more of that gold tape just to make sure that that bookmark stays into place. And then what you can do is now that bookmark will fold down and it'll be nice and shiny and pretty, and you can put that inside your journal. And then I'm just going to cut a little bit of that ribbon off because I didn't need it quite so long. Next, I grab my Mod Podge, and I'm going to just go ahead and do a light coat over the top of that sticker that I created that says Garden Journal, just to make sure that nothing peels off. That's all there is to it. Now our custom journal is ready to use. I think this turns out so darling. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.